Welcome to the Sports Betting Podcast from pregame.com for the week of December 9th, 2009. I'm your host, RJ Bell. I'm joined by Vegas runner and genuine professional bettor here in Las Vegas, and Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business. This is segment 3 of 6, big game preview, the Bengals at the Vikings. Vegas runner, you're the expert on line moves. Tell us about this game.
All right, this one opened up. Minnesota is a 7-point home favorite with a total of 44.5. As of today, they're dropped down to -6.5 home favorite, and the total's down to 43.5, and I'm seeing some 43s as well.
Okay, so what's our takeaway?
Definitely money came in on Cincinnati from the Sharps. They grabbed the +7 right away, and they went under 44.5. That right when the number came out, we saw that dip.
And usually, like we keep saying, is if they play the dog early, they usually really like it.
I agree.
And if they play the favorite early, they either really like it or they're trying to get ahead of a public move that they perceive is going to happen, and then they buy back later.
And the strange thing is with this line, I mean, who'd have thought Cincinnati was going to be 9-3 at this point of the season, or even Minnesota 10-2? But when I went back to see what the future line was on this game, like I always do, Minnesota was 6.5. Wow. What it is right now.
All right, so future line is lines in the preseason they put out, and you're able to bet the game, and then they usually
before
take
the season starts. Correct.
Now, here's the thing, though. Both teams, when you really think about it, that doesn't seem crazy to me because I think both teams have relatively improved over expectation. As much as Minnesota seems to, everyone thought they were going to do well, their over and under win total for the year was 9. Right, so this is a team that Vegas projected at 9-7. They did not expect this from Favre.
They definitely thought both of these teams would be decent, but I think expectations have exceeded with the Minnesota. With Cincinnati.
Even more, but but you're saying even more so.
Yeah, I don't think because you had the Favre factor with Minnesota.
Right.
Though that was something Vegas didn't take very seriously by putting a 9 out on the over and under. But I would agree with you that Cincinnati has relatively overperformed more, which makes the fact the line's a half point higher surprising, which lends my thought to value on Cincinnati. As a capper, what jumps out at you about this game?
Well, what jumped out to me in this game was when I saw the line. When I write my lines down, there's just certain numbers.
So when you write your lines down, so do you actually put a line on each game before you see the number?
I put a mental number. I have what I think it's going to be, and as I'm getting the openers from Vegas, and every Monday morning I bring you the opening sheet from the M Resort here in Vegas. This number, I was shocked that it was the full touchdown. I just didn't expect it to be. And my thinking, as we talked in an earlier segment, was comparing this game to the Denver-Indianapolis. But I also do another style of handicapping, and you've heard me say this on the show before. I do a teaser handicap. And if you look at this game, does one side look super easy on a tease? How many people really think Cincinnati will get blown out? If you tease them to 14, that looks like a solid teaser because Cincy just doesn't get blown out because of their defense.
Yeah, but Minnesota just to win at home too.
All right, so let's dig in. All right, so you're saying in your mind that the Cincinnati teaser looks more attractive. What does that mean? Let's pick up the pace. What does that mean?
What's that mean to me is that Vegas putting it at the full touchdown means to me that Minnesota is the right side in this game.
Okay, so this is always confusing, and this is why Marco's special, and he really wins in a special way, so it's true enough. We buzz balls, but this guy's a winner and a half. You're saying because the teaser looks so good for Cincinnati, you go the other way because Vegas seemingly wants you to bet Cincinnati, so you're betting Minnesota.
Yep.
All right. What do you think on the game? Well, actually, you've got your official free pick on this game.
Yes, I do.
So let me hype this up real quick. Collectively, we've gone 28-10 on our free picks here, right here, with the videos and the audio. But you've won 9 of 11.
9 of 11, and gave out my AFC Future of the Year on San Diego and NFC Future of the Year 5-unit plays on New Orleans.
So both are looking
very
a
good
little
right
bit
now.
better.
San Diego's looking a lot better at 9-3 now.
Yeah, a little bit better than preseason, but close. And now, but clearly New Orleans is the favorite right now.
Absolutely. So it's been a good free picks segment.
In fact, I was on ESPN's First Take on Friday, and one of the questions they asked me was, who's your 5 favorites to win the Super Bowl? And I had projected that out, and New Orleans was number 1 at a 20% chance to win the Super Bowl.
That's a lot, man.
And then number 2 was the Colts at 16%. Number 3 was Minnesota at 13%. 4 was New England at 11%.
Wow, New England's still up there, huh?
And number 5 was San Diego at 8%.
Okay, I'll take 28%.
So you've got 1 and 5.
I got 28% chances of hitting the Super Bowl winner. I'll take that.
All right, so tell us about
Let's get this
game.
winner. This game's going to be all about defense. I really when I handicap, I like to create my number first, so I know what I'm shopping for. Unless you have something to compare, you don't know if it's right or wrong. So I always create a number, and my true total for this game was 41, and I brought out a fair line total of 43. I thought that's what they should bring it out as a fair number.
So explain the difference between the 41 and 43.
A true line's based on what I think.
On what
I think the
result.
true strength is, what the actual final score should come out to
So you
be.
think with your true number, you think that's going to go over that 50% and under that 50%?
Exactly. And the fair number is based on, if I was a bookmaker, how am I going to get balanced action, sprinkle a little public perception, and defend against the wise guys coming in and raping me for putting out a weak number.
Okay.
And I thought 43 would accomplish both those tasks.
All right, and the number right now?
It opened 44.5, so I liked the under right away, and it's down to 43. But according to my true line, there's still almost a field goal of value there. So it definitely warrants a free play, if not an official play, come Sunday on my premium card.
All right, but this is an official free pick.
Absolutely.
And it might be a premium pick.
Absolutely.
Now, it seems like, and one of the things you're doing is you're doing a line prediction report on Thursday.
Correct.
And that's at pregame.com in the blog section, where you say, all right, here's the line as of Thursday afternoon. Here's what I think it's going to be game time. And you've actually won well over 80, or not won, but you've been correct well over 80% of the time with that, which means that you could have gotten a better number if you were betting those games by following your advice.
Yeah, 8 out of every 10 bets, and that adds up.
So how would, for sure, getting a better number?
In this game, now that it's down to 43 and it crossed that key number of 44, and even 43 is a key total, I think. I think you could wait. I think the public's going to push it back up a little bit.
And if this thing gets, all right, so if you're going to play the underweight, and if it can go to 44, you've just gained a really key number.
Exactly, and that's what it could do by kickoff, because a lot of money is going to come in on the over with these two offenses.
And the public likes to play over.
Exactly.
And one thing we always talk about is when you're deciding to wait or not, is you're potentially going to gain a 44 and you're risking a 43. 44 is a more key number.
And it's worth the wait. I totally agree. And I mean, these teams don't give up points. Cincinnati's number 1 in the NFL in points allowed, and Minnesota's number 10. These teams are 9-3 and 10-2 with defense. Everybody talks about, Brett Favre and Carson Palmer, but they're winning with defense. And I think this is going to resemble a heavyweight fight, where in the first quarter they just exchange a couple jabs back and forth. And a scoreless first quarter is going to get that under for us.
I have a strong lean, and I'm going to knock these out real quick, to Cincinnati myself. I've actually thought they've been overrated. I watched both the Steeler games. I think they got kind of lucky in both those games, but this team is in a great spot, a running team, a tough defense. They've won 8 straight games as an underdog ATS, and Minnesota has only won 2 of 9 against winning teams. So you got a team that likes to blow out bad teams but has trouble against good teams versus a team that plays very well as a dog with a slightly inflated number. I have a strong lean to Cincinnati. Marco, you got 30 seconds to wrap.
I've got a strong lean to Minnesota, and simply put, Cincinnati, this is a game, they're ripe for a bad game. Last week, Pittsburgh and Baltimore losing, virtually wrapped up the division. This is a non-division road game. Minnesota, I say, blows them out.
Over-under?
And I don't know about the over-under, but I like mini minus the 6.5.
We got to wrap. Okay, good stuff there. Next up, we're going to be talking more NFL. San Diego at Dallas. Marco's going to have his official free pick. And remember, you can get all of our videos at pregame.tv, or if you want to download and listen, go to iTunes and search for pregame.com.